Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking all things Montale Paris. I am going to talk to you guys about the 3 new releases that I have, and I'm going to give you guys a brief look into my entire Montale Paris collection. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, a snack. This one is going to be slightly lengthy, but hopefully not too long. So I'll just give you guys a brief overview of each fragrance, the notes, and what I think about them. I have to say that a lot of my fragrances were gifted by the brand over the course of the few years I've worked with them, but I've also purchased some of my fragrances, and it's because I love the brand that much. So FYI. Without further ado, let's get started with the recent releases from Montale. We have Bubble Forever. This is Beast Love. We have Oud Fool Roses. I will start with Beast Love. When I first received this fragrance, I did think that it was going to be the longest lasting of the 3 just because of the name. So Beast Love has a very interesting top. Beast Love is citrus heavy, and because of the name I expected beast mode performance, and yes, it is long lasting, but it is actually not the strongest of the 3. With such a citrus heavy top mixed with the fruit, you get quite a bit of sweetness from this, which again was surprising. I felt like this was just gonna be woody based on the name and just intense, but it is much milder than I expected. I really enjoy the base in this one. The top notes take over actually. It's a beautiful fruity floral blend mixed with some sweet and warmer notes in the base. Very interesting, especially for the people who like citrus focused fragrances with a bit of sweetness. Then we have Bubble Forever. This has orange blossom and pear, which evokes the scent of bubblegum. Just think of your childhood eating like a big old round pink bubble gum. This brought me back to my childhood. A nice, sweet, round, huge pink bubble gum. And it just smells delicious. I love this. This is amazing. It smells great. Did not expect to like it because I have to be in the mood for fragrances like this one. And I actually fell in love with it. It's the most gourmand leaning of the 3 fragrances, and it's just absolutely delicious. It blends really well with other gourmand fragrances. I love mixing this with Lucky Candy, also by Montale. Just really beautiful. I will talk about it in a second. Bubble Forever brings you that gourmand deliciousness, that sweetness. It's fun, it's flirty, it is carefree. It's such a beautiful blend. On a fragrance that is gourmand like Bubble Forever, the longevity is quite impressive. If you like vanilla, tonka, the bubblegum note, if you like pear and plum, so you get sweet, you get delicious. It's a yummy fragrance. Again, Bubble Forever, loving it. Since receiving the fragrances, I've actually used Bubble Forever the most. I've paired it quite a bit with different fragrances in my collection. So good. And the last of the new releases is Oud Fool Roses. Now this one, I kind of knew I would like it just because I'm a sucker for roses. This is a reinvention of the original Roses Musk. So if you love that fragrance already, you're gonna be obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with it. I have Intense Roses Musk, not quite the OG, but the same vibe, you know? And I did a side by side, and yes, I see the inspiration. It's there. It's definitely there. This one is Beast Mode. I wasn't sure about the blend because the initial opening, I was like, I was a little doubtful about this one, but it is intense. It's like they mix Roses Musk with more intensity as far as the base, so the woodiness comes out more and it makes it very sexy. Gives you like almost like a smokiness, but not quite. I've just been enjoying this one. If you like Roses Musk, but the amplified version of that, you're gonna love Oud Fool Roses. So the opening is different. We have Brazilian Red Tangerine. So you have a citrusy take on this opening. You get your double dose of roses. So you have Silver Rose and Taif Rose. And then the warm oud mixed with those other woody notes in the base makes this a powerhouse, makes this super sexy. Giving you Roses Musk times 3. Like it's Roses Musk, Intense Roses Musk, and the oud and woody notes blend in this one just makes it an amazing combo, and this is my favorite from the 3. That is it for the new releases. I'm gonna quickly go through my collection and give you a brief overview. First up, we have Arabians Tonka. This is also in a travel size. Arabians Tonka is extremely sexy. If there's another level above Beast Mode, Arabians Tonka would fall there as well. So Arabians Tonka is a beautiful rose, oud, and saffron, which makes it incredible. It is very sexy, not for the faint of heart, because it is front and center, very, very present, and you will smell the person from the other room. She makes a statement, but a very sexy statement. I love Arabians Tonka for so many reasons, but mostly the blend and how long it lasts. This fragrance here does not need overspraying because the sillage is crazy. It's incredible. Longevity is beyond amazing, and one that I recommend for people who love beast mode fragrances. Next up, we have Aqua Palma. I've spoken about this. You can check my channel. I'll try to link it here in this video. I've talked about Aqua Palma, beautiful fragrance. This one is a very refined fragrance, in my opinion. Great for the summer. It is light, much lighter than any of the other ones I've spoken about. This one is giving me vacation. It definitely transports me. I have not reached for it much lately, but I feel like I'm gonna make it my scent of the day today. I'm feeling the vibe just from spraying it. So this one came out not too long ago. You have a little bit of sweetness. This also has peach, tuberose, and some citrus notes. So a lot of the notes that I enjoy. Again, a much lighter blend than a lot of the others in my current collection. I think it's perfect for like summer nights, even summer days. It makes a great option. And in the base, you have a nice warmth to it, but not too much. So it's a perfect balance. It sits in between. It's not too citrusy or fruity. It's not too woody or warm, just like right down the middle. This is Lucky Candy. This came out very recently, actually. Lucky Candy is very kind of like in line with Bubble Forever because of that gourmand take on it. This is sweet, but also a very different type of gourmand. The notes are amplified in Lucky Candy. This one is quite delicious. It gives you marshmallow, it gives you bergamot. You have a sweet facet to it. There are the notes like coconut and toffee. So the scent profile is very gourmand, but because it's Montale, it does have that Montale DNA. It's a gourmand with a twist. I feel like Bubble Forever is much more gourmand than this one as far as what you smell, but the composition of this is very much gourmand, but they intensify those notes. On my skin, the cacao in this register quite a bit. It's nice and warm, and I really like that. Although in the dry down you have fluffy musks and amber, you do have a nice warmth to it, which I feel like gives it quite a twist when it comes to the scent. So it's not obnoxious, it's not overpowering, but you do get those beautiful notes. So if you like kind of like a mid-range gourmand that is not too much, I feel like Lucky Candy is great. If you like very sweet, very yummy, Bubble Forever is it. I'm just pulling them out randomly, not necessarily by any order. You guys are probably familiar with Intense Cafe. Intense Cafe has been one of my favorites in my collection from Montale for a very long time. This is rose heavy with a little dose of coffee. The coffee is not front and center. On my skin, it's a beautiful, sexy, enticing blend. I feel like Intense Cafe is what made me really fall in love with rose fragrances, if I'm being honest. You either love Intense Cafe or you don't, and I'm on the love side of things. Love it, obsessed with it. I feel like I will always own this one. Now, I've had this one the longest and don't know how much I've used. You can't really tell in this can, so whenever it's done, I will repurchase Intense Cafe because I love it that much. And the base in this is amber, vanilla, and musk. It's just so beautiful. When I'm in the mood for Intense Cafe, it doesn't matter the season, I will put it on. I feel like it's better for the cooler weather, but again, I usually just, whenever I feel like it, I will grab it. A beautiful, sexy rose with a slight touch of coffee. If you love rose fragrances like I do, this one is one to try. I raved about Sweet Flowers on Instagram. I've raved about this before. I already talked about it here on my channel previously when I talked about new fragrances from Montale, I'm pretty sure, but this one is beautiful. So Sweet Flowers to me is such a highly feminine, sophisticated fragrance. This one gives me all the feels when I wear it. Like, I forget how much I like it, and then I will put it on or spray it and be like totally surprised, totally fall in love again. So good. In case you haven't noticed, I'm quite the fan of Montale fragrances. I'm obsessed with them, and most of them are pretty amazing to me. That's my genuine thought process when it comes to Montale because they're that good. So this one is bright. It's very heavy on the floral notes, but still so good. So you get sweet, you get floral, and then you have cotton candy, like a little gourmand touch to it. Like it just gets better and better and better. The composition is velvety, it's smooth, it's almost creamy even. And I think that comes from the tuberose and vanilla that we find here in Sweet Flowers. So gorgeous. So you get those gourmand notes, you get the floral, the sweet notes, but you get the woodiness, you get the patchouli, which gives it a nice twist. I think that helps with the longevity on this one. It's just incredible. So Sensual Instinct is what the name suggests. Sensual Instinct is very sexy. I feel like a sexy vixen when I put this on. This is so sexy. It's sexy and sensual. These are the words I have to use for this. It has that addictive quality to it, but not in a sweet way, more like in a sexy and grown, like very enticing way. We have a blend of rose here and we also have praline. So I love how they put in those sweet notes, but you have the beautiful contrast. And Sensual Instinct is one that I feel like is more appropriate for date night, kind of like, you know, you're going out, you want to be like the center of his attention, and you know that the night could lead anywhere. Sensual Instinct is that girl. She's just so good. I feel like the bottles last forever. You do not need to apply much when it comes to Montale. A little bit goes a long way, and these give you what you pay for. Longevity is never a problem, and really if you enjoy the notes, that is just the cherry on top, and you get an amazing and stellar performing fragrance that you will love. Okay, so now I'm giving you something very warm, very thick. I'm talking about Honey Aoud. Honey Aoud it's sweet and woody, thick, sweet blend mixed with some delicate florals to really kind of like balance it off a little bit. This is a gorgeous honey focused fragrance. So again, like I said, it's sweet, very rich when it comes to the composition. You do have vanilla mixed in this. Remember the contrast I spoke about. You have sweet, honey, delicate florals. You have the woody notes to make this absolutely amazing. In the fall and the cooler months, it is stellar. There's also leather mixed in there, so you get the contrast, but they are so beautiful, so irresistible. This is very grown. Love it. And again, if you wanted to wear this, I feel like because of the composition, it's more suited for cooler temps. It could be a great date night option as well. Next up, I have Amber Musk. The name matches the fragrance perfectly. You have amber and musk. It's very heavy on the musk. I love musk fragrances. It layers really well with my other fragrances that are like in the same family. This is surprisingly long lasting. It leaves the most incredible trail. Unlike any other musk fragrance I personally have tried. I put this on one time and I left a trail to where somebody asked me what I was wearing. Followed me and asked me. I left the other room and I was asked about this fragrance. So even if it's not overwhelming, sometimes like I don't necessarily smell it on me, you will leave a trail and people will smell it on you. Strong enough to make an impact. Musk with intention. Compared to the others I have here, this one is more subtle, but still is pretty impactful. Like you will smell it. So basically the composition is a little more straightforward than the others, but again, an impressive fragrance, especially because it falls in the musk family. Up next, I have Apud Night, one of the most potent fragrances that I've talked about so far. This one is very rose heavy, but the most intense rose you can imagine. A perfect a perfect fragrance for the winter and the fall, more so the winter because it's like intense, y'all. I would almost say that this is aggressive, but I no longer see it that way. Initially, it took a while to grow on me because it was so intense, like so in your face. I did not understand it. So to me, this one is like a dark fragrance. It's mysterious. It has rose, it has patchouli, and it also has amber and leather. So you have very dominant notes that command attention, but it's still blended super well and it's like luxurious and sexy at the same time. I like it a lot. She's potent, y'all. You need 2 sprays max. This one will like, it's ready for battle, it's ready for war, and it wants to be the only thing that's talked about in the room. Oud Night is strong. Next, I have Intense Tiare. Intense Tiare is beautiful, tropical. It's very floral heavy. but also very tropical. You have the Tiare flower, you have vanilla, coconut milk, ylang ylang. So this is smooth, this is tropical, this is very heavy on the floral notes as well. A great option for, I feel like, vacation. If you want a tropical option from Montale, I recommend Intense Tiare. And then of course it also has roses, so you know I'm gonna love it. Coconut, one of my favorite notes, obsessed. And yeah, so this is, I feel like, very feminine. To me, it's not as unisex as a lot of the others. Very heavy on the floral and very tropical as well. Earlier I mentioned Oud Fool Roses, which is a reinvention of Roses Musk. I do have Intense Roses Musk. So you will get the same DNA of the original Roses Musk, but amplified. You get the intensity of roses, kind of like with Oud Fool Roses, which is like triple that. You have a blend of roses, jasmine, and musks with a touch of amber. So it is bright, much lighter blend as far as the composition compared to like Honey Aoud, which is heavy. This is much lighter, much brighter in my opinion. And I love the rose here. It's like a beautiful fresh rose. Intense Roses Musk, super sexy, love it. Can't get enough of it. And I love the rose blend in this one. We are almost done. I did not rate these fragrances. I just gave you an overview of my collection. So next up, I have Crazy in Love. When I saw it advertised and it was coming out, I had to have it. Just like when I discovered Intense Cafe, I saw Crazy in Love and I was like, not only did the packaging get me, I fell in love with the notes and I fell crazy in love with Crazy in Love. Crazy in Love is also pretty potent. All these fragrances have incredible longevity, y'all. Like, I never have an issue with Montale fragrances because they will last. I feel like when this was released, people really were into the name. They were curious about it. I was curious about it and I had to have it. With a purchase of any Montale fragrance, you get a free 20 ml bottle, which is nice. That's when I received Arabians Tonka. You have wild roses, of course. You have saffron infused with vanilla, brown sugar. This one is sexy. Sexy, sexy. It's very different too. Like, it smells very different. My girlfriend Monique was visiting and she tried this fragrance and I gave her a sample and she fell crazy in love with it. And I believe she recently got herself a bottle as well. So this one is amazing. It has superpowers when it comes to longevity. I don't even have to mention it anymore. So it's vibrant. It's kind of like, it's very present. Again, 2 sprays, 3 max. Do not do more. I caution you to go light on these fragrances. Last but not least, and I feel like it's great to finish with this one. So this one marked the 20th birthday of Montale Paris. I feel like 20 years is still kind of young when I think about it. I thought Montale Paris was much older, but anyway, this marked the 20th birthday of Montale. I'm talking about Infinity. Love the packaging. They did something completely different with the can right here, as you can see, celebrating the 20th birthday, and I was able to be part of that campaign, which I was excited about. It's like they took all the fragrances they created and they made this masterpiece right here. So I treasure this one a lot, just because it was specifically made for that occasion. It has quite a few contrasts in this. You have pink pepper, so it's vibrant, it's spicy, it's giving a lot in this one, but still very beautiful. We have Indian rose, we have leather, and we have oud as well. So it's gonna last a long time. You're gonna smell it, it's gonna leave a mark, and it's beautiful. You can spray about 3 times. I probably spray more sometimes, and I tend to almost regret it. You do not need to overspray. This is a beautiful commemoration of their 20th anniversary. That is my entire Montale Paris collection. Honestly, if I could keep one brand in my collection, it would probably be Montale or Mancera. These are the fragrances I have the most of. I absolutely love them. If you guys want to see my full Mancera collection, let me know. I can make it happen. It's a little longer to record this video. Overall, I spoke about 16 fragrances today. That's a lot. Do you guys own any Montale? If you do, which ones? If you don't, which ones are you curious about? Let me know in the comment section down below. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.